Our first project is flower pens. Thank you, Sandy, for bringing the pens. So you have two of these. You're going to do one at a time.
Okay.
The first thing that you'll notice in front of you is you have two piles. One of them has, like this, a little cymbidium orchid and some berries, okay? And this little thing, which I'll explain to you in a minute. And one of your piles is this beautiful, there's silk, silk hydrangea. Should have a few of these little guys. And this, which looks to me like a little bit of a little white honeysuckle, but I'm not exactly sure what silk flower that is, but it's sweet, okay? In the bowls in the center of the table are all the little accents that we're going to use, but you definitely need one of these in your hand. So the next thing that you want to do is grab this. This is floral tape.
Okay.
This is, do you know what this is made of?
No.
This is waxed paper.
I was gonna say paper.
When you
but-
pull it, the wax gets sticky enough to stick to itself. And so we're going to cover our pens with this. So the first thing you want to do is take your cap off your pen. Notice though how far up your pen your cap goes, because you want to just roll this floral tape on here and stop there.
Okay.
This is how you do it. You cover the back of the pen just by folding the tape over it. The nice thing about this is that this is really low risk. You know, if the floral tape is messy, big deal. The pen will still write, right? So you just kind of do an X over that. So the back is covered. You push it together, squish it all together so that it looks like this.
Yep.
Okay, now, if you're right-handed, hold your floral tape in your right hand with a couple fingers, your back fingers, and pull and stretch the tape until you kind of pulled about a foot of it.
About how much?
About a foot.
Oh.
If it bugs you to have this in your hand, you can tear the tape off like this. Okay? So I'll just tear it off so that you can see how you do it a little more clearly. Then you start by laying your tape at the top of the pen. And I'm going to pull in this hand. You won't see me pull it because my thumb will be over the tape. But I'm pulling and I'm twisting the pen like a candy cane until it's covered. And I'm going to stop about ½ an inch before the pen starts to go into that pointy shape. Okay? Straighten it out, push it down. And that's what it should look like. Okay? Now, remember that my fast is 23 years experience. So, if this is the first time you've worked with floral tape, you are doing good just to cover that pen. And the way to check if you went about the right distance is put the cap back on the pen.
Oh,
It should go on. Yeah. Okay? Feel good about that?
yes.
All right.
Yay.
Okay. Everybody ready for the next bit?
Yes.
Awesome. Okay. For the first one, I want you to take your little orchid flower. This is the one I got. I got the one at the end of the wire. And you can actually pull that orchid out of the big fat wire, which is this just a plastic stem thing. So if you can pull it out of there,
Okay.
you'll be left with, see this? You'll be left with just a nice little wire. Okay? When I make pens, I make them usually a dozen at a time. And I'll buy a stem of silk flowers. I'll cut that whole thing up.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll throw away what's not great, and I'll use the blossoms. So this stem of orchids had 7 full orchids on it and 2 buds. I'm keeping the buds for myself. So take your orchid in one hand and your berries in the other hand, and just mash them together. Pinch it really hard, okay?
Are we twisting the?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
We're twisting the what?
The wire.
Take your floral tape, tape
start at the top.
Start at the top. Tape them, mash them together.
Sticky.
If you put your berries towards the bottom of your orchid, it'll look nicer. Yeah, so just pull your berries down.
Berries need to be
Right, so they're down at the bottom of the orchid, and then it just looks like more of a nice accent, and they're not fighting with each other, okay?
And you put the
And you tape
floral
those
all the way
guys
down to the end.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
This time, just really try to pull it in as tight as you can, because the purpose of taping this is to hold these together.
Okay.
Pick up one of your pens, place it next to the side of your pen so that it's just at the back, at the bottom of that pen, or top, or whatever we wanna call it, the bottom of the pen, the bottom top of the pen. Take your floral tape again, and wrap it on. And you don't have to go all the way down the pen, you just have to go as far as you need to wrap it. Okay? This one's a little trickier because you have little hydrangea florets, a few of them, and then this piece, and you need to really be
Coordinated.
coordinated with your fingers, pinch all of that together and give it a little tape, because there's no wire on these flowers to help you.
Okay,
I'm gonna pass this around so you can see what I did.
okay.
Go ahead and look at it and pass it. Great, so now you're taking the second flower and connecting it to the second pen by wrapping it again with the floral tape like you've been doing.